Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Nayeli and today we are talking about maskne, how to get rid of it and how to avoid it. I'm just going to be going in order of the way that I do things because this all comes from my personal experience and the things that I've learned with time. Tip number one. So although it might sound obvious, the first tip is to always use a clean mask. Whether it is a cloth mask, whether it's one of the N95 masks, or the blue ones that we see everywhere, you have to make sure that that is either the first time you're using it for those non-reusable masks, or that it's one that has been previously cleaned. It can't be one that you've worn a day ago or 2 days ago. None of that. And if this is something that you're already doing and you're still having problems with maskne, then the tip number two for you would be ask yourself if you are using fragrance-free detergent, like actual clothes detergent, if you are using fabric masks, or if you're not. And what also plays into this is whether your skin is sensitive or not. So if you already have sensitive skin and you use very gentle products on your face and on your body, then using a non-fragrance detergent is really going to be what makes a difference in you not irritating your skin by wearing a cloth that is not only clean but free of fragrances, because sometimes certain fragrances can be irritating. And even if you think you don't have super sensitive skin, but if you happen to be using gentle things on your skin like actual skincare or body care, then your skin might already be used to those types of ingredients, and so in turn using a detergent that has a lot of fragrance might kind of off balance things, and you may even feel it when you're wearing it. I know that I used to feel that way, like whenever I could smell the fragrance inside my cloth, it would just be a little too much, and at the end of the day or like 2 days after from wearing certain masks like that, I would find myself breaking out. And the cool thing about that is that you don't have to just use the detergent for your masks. You can also use it for your regular clothes. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can make it last longer if you only want to do a wash separately for your mask. That's totally fine. But that's what I do, is I just throw all my clothes, including the mask, into the washer and then just throw in some of that fragrance-free detergent. And it doesn't matter which brand you use. There are plenty of brands out there in your local grocery store that I'm sure you can find. The one that I use, I think it's just called All, or All-in-One. I don't know, I think it's just called All. But literally any brand is fine. I know that Tide also does carry their unscented detergent as well, if you're able to find that. But yeah, it really doesn't matter. I always go for the cheaper option. It does its job, and that's perfectly fine with me. And if your skin isn't really sensitive, then I don't think this is an absolutely necessary step, but you would kind of know if your skin is more sensitive than not. Like if you just get really itchy with regular detergent. That's initially what got me from scented to unscented detergent. And something that I wanted to mention is that I'm not telling everybody to go out and get a cloth mask only. If you decide to wear those N95, if you decide to wear the blue ones, that is totally fine. If you haven't noticed a problem with those, continue doing what you're doing. Of course, just make sure that they're clean. But because my skin is kind of sensitive, what my skin tends to appreciate is the softness of the cloth. So sometimes when I've worn the blue ones, I'm not gonna say that it breaks me out, because it doesn't. Those don't break me out at all, but I don't feel very comfortable, especially if I am wearing them for about 8 hours a day, because that's what I do for work. I have to present myself to work every single day, so I just find that the comfort in wearing cloth masks works a lot better for me. So if you're a person who is still concerned about getting the most protection out of your masks and you think maybe cloth masks don't do enough of a job, that's totally understandable. What I would recommend, if you have kind of sensitive skin and if you're not as okay with just wearing one mask, is that you can probably wear a cloth mask first, and then you can wear your N95 or your blue mask or whatever, or you can even just double up on your cloth mask. That's totally fine. But I mean, honestly, like, this is just enough for me. I am good and comfortable with this. I'm vaccinated. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm I want you guys to do whatever feels safe for you. I think that if you were to wear a cloth mask and then another mask on top, that would be perfectly fine, and you would be protected and you would be good. I find absolutely no problem in that. If you want to wear multiple masks, if you just want to wear one mask, up to you. I just wanted to clarify that I'm not recommending just wearing one or wearing two specifically. Like, I recommend whatever feels comfortable for you. Obviously, if you're watching this video, it means that you're wearing some type of mask, which is already the right step regardless. Okay, so tip number 3, I am recommending you to go all out with your nighttime skincare routine. If you are someone who is very acne prone, which you may be because you're struggling with maskne, and even if you're not, that's totally fine. Just whatever kind of skincare routine you have, I recommend using the most actives or your stronger things at night, and to be very minimal with what you're doing in the morning, because in the morning is when you're obviously going to be putting your mask on. But as a sidetrack for this, if you're working nighttime, if you work night shifts, then reverse what I just said. But because most people do tend to work during the daytime, that's why I say that. But definitely, if you have a night shift, just literally reverse everything I'm saying. But for those of us who work during the day, this is what I recommend. I actually don't have a lot of actives in my skincare routine, but my cleanser is very thorough in cleaning my skin. And then after that, sometimes I use a serum to kind of repair my skin, and then after that I use a very thick lotion / cream. And so that's what I mean by using the ingredients that basically pack more of a punch. Use those kinds of products of your skincare routine at night, so that in the morning you are doing the most basic stuff, because this is going to be important for the next step. And as a part of this step, tip 3A is going to be to allow yourself enough time to do your skincare routine at night or in the evening, so that you give your skin enough time to take in all of those products, all of those awesome ingredients that you are enriching it with at night. You don't want to necessarily put all that good stuff and at like 11 o'clock at night, and then you go to sleep 30 minutes later or like 5 minutes later. Good rule of thumb is doing it like after you eat, after you get home, you have your dinner, you wash, clean, whatever, if you take a shower, do it right after that. And then when you have your downtime, like if you go on YouTube, or if you watch movies, if you watch a series, if you're going to spend time with your little ones, like whatever you're doing, let that be the time when your skin is absorbing all of the good ingredients from your skincare routine, so that your pillow isn't the one that is getting all of those ingredients. You don't just want to apply everything super late at night and then go to bed and then just smear everything onto your pillow. That just kind of allows your skin to absorb everything. You know what I mean? Alright, and we are now getting into one of the most important steps. These are all very important steps, but I think that this was probably the one that made such a big difference. This one's the good one. So we're at tip number 4, I believe. So tip number 4 is to keep your morning routine super duper basic. And by that I mean, if you have a very light cleanser, a very light and gentle cleanser, then I would use that then. But if you don't have one, you're honestly okay without it. Especially if you have very dry skin, I just wouldn't even do it. Sometimes I don't even wash my face with any specific product in the morning. All I do is I just wet it. I just run water through my face with water only. Basically, I'm just rinsing my face. But if that makes you feel uncomfortable, especially if you have really oily skin, that's okay. Sometimes the cleanser that I will use is a super gentle one by Vanicream. It is the Vanicream Gentle Foaming Cleanser. It has this cute pump, so I really like this one. I find that this one does a really good job in being super gentle for cleaning your skin in the morning. It just does its job. It's really good. It's not necessary for you to use that specific one at all. You can literally use whatever cleanser, but I would just recommend something super light, not something very stripping. I would not recommend a stripping cleanser at all. And the reason why this is very important is because of this next moisturizer. The protagonist of this video is this little guy right here. This is what you want. This is what is going to help prevent your maskne, and it is this Aveeno Calm and Restore Serum. Literally every product from this line is gonna say Calm and Restore, so just be very careful whenever you are shopping for this item. But the one that I'm recommending is the serum. So they also have a cleanser, they have a moisturizer, they got the whole thing, but I recommend specifically the serum. It looks just like this. It's really small and it has a pump, which sucks so bad, but that's okay. We are willing to deal with the horrible pump. It pisses me off every single morning that I use it because it literally doesn't do its job right. Like, as a pump, you have one job. I can show you. I could show you what a good job is by showing this, how this pump works. This pump does its job right, and this just does not. But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you're probably gonna have to try to pump out the serum 3 to 4 times at least, but that's okay. That's okay. We're willing to work with it because it really is just that good of a product. I mean, if anything, this is just a call for Aveeno to restructure this guy, because I mean, the packaging itself is fine. The bottle that it's in, it's fine. It's just the dropper that really sucks. But all that to say that this has some really amazing ingredients that, yes, they are calming, they restore your skin, it's awesome, but I think that the main thing here is the consistency of the serum itself. It's not super moisturizing, it's actually quite light, and especially for people who have very oily skin like myself, but my skin tends to be dehydrated, so I feel like this could still work with people who have dry skin. I would still recommend those with dry skin or combination skin to use it, because at the end of the day, you don't want a whole lot of buildup going on here in your mask throughout the day. And that is why I say use the ingredients that pack a punch at night, so that in the morning you can be very simple with the routine. So that's what I mean by saying just use a super simple cleanser, or not, wash up with your water only, that's totally fine. And then using something like this, specifically if you use this product, I really think that it's gonna make a huge difference, and you're not gonna be seeing those breakouts as much as you used to, because it is so lightweight and the texture of it is just, it's awesome. For using it at night, I wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't pack a whole lot of punch. That's what you want when you are using it in the morning before you put your mask on. So let me just kind of show you guys the consistency of it. Here it is in all of its glory. It looks very milky, almost kind of transparency looking, but man, it feels so nice and lightweight on the skin, but my skin is going to absorb it rather quickly. And this guy is fragrance free for all you people who have sensitive skin, and even if you don't, I think you'll quite like this. It's not overbearing at all, it dries very quickly, and it has ingredients like oat and glycerin, which provide a really nice hydration to your skin. But the way that it is formulated, it doesn't really feel like heavy cream or lotion at all. It's very lightweight. I just absolutely love it. As far as pricing goes, it feels like it is a little bit expensive. It's $17.99 when I last bought it, but this is something that you're going to be using every single day, and I've already gone through one whole bottle of it. I've already used maybe like a fourth of it, of my second bottle. But yeah, I think this is the key step. I think as far as products, this is where it's at. It's really gonna make a difference into your skincare routine. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. I know I'm really making it seem like, oh, this is the answer to all your prayers, but it was for me. At some point, I just thought that it was a mask. I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe I've had my mask for way too long, and I did switch them out after a few months, but still, even after switching them out, and having new masks and washing them with fragrance-free detergent, I was still having some maskne show up. So I actually got this as a recommendation from Dr. Idris, who is a dermatologist on YouTube. If you haven't checked her channel out yet, I would highly recommend you to do so. She is freaking hilarious. Obviously, she is like beyond intelligent because she is a dermatologist. She's even like formulating her own stuff as we speak. She's working on getting some really cool products out. Hopefully they're not too expensive, but I am going to be all over them because I just love her that much. I trust in her opinions. She is very like no frill, cuts the BS. Like if she finds a little bit of BS in what someone is saying, she will make it known. So I definitely love the transparency and the way that she creates her videos, and I'm sure that that's just how she is in real life. So I highly respect that about her, and that is why I decided to try this upon recommendation from her channel. She really liked the whole line of these products, but specifically she really enjoyed the serum, and she recommended it for people who have maskne, specifically for these issues that we're talking about today. So if it wasn't for her, I probably still would be struggling with my maskne issues. It wasn't as horrible of a problem once I came across her video, but they were there. They were definitely there, and I could tell because the acne was forming obviously around the areas where my mask lies throughout the day. So that's how you know, and I'm sure that you guys who are experiencing it as well, if you just happen to have acne like all over your cheeks but your forehead is clean, then you know that it's the mask, right? So I think that all of these steps are incredibly important if you're not already keeping them in consideration. But if you have already tried certain things like those to an extent, then I would definitely recommend trying out this product. If it is a little too steep of a price range for you, I completely understand. There are still other products. I think that maybe the next best thing to try would be gel creams, or really just gels that are going to be very light, because I think that that is the key for whenever you are trying to avoid acne caused by masks, is that because you have a mask on, you have something that's covering your mouth for multiple hours a day. You're breathing into it, there's some bacteria there going on, and then on top of that, if it's not clean and this or that, if there are other factors playing into it, then obviously it's going to be a great home for bacteria to form and for acne to sprout. So yeah, I would think if you're not able to afford something like this, or if you happen to have in your skincare pantry something similar that is very lightweight, that is almost kind of gel-like or very milky, then I would recommend that, to try that and see how that works. If it doesn't, then I would definitely try to consider giving the Aveeno Common Restore Serum a try. And the reason why I wanted to create this video for today is because I actually just went through getting a little bit of maskne literally like 2 days ago, because I ran out of clean masks. I was too lazy to wash them, and so I went and I used one from earlier in the week, and then I got like a pimple right here. And then I went and bought one from a coworker who is always super lovely, and she washes them for us. But then I used it, and it had a lot of fragrance on it. And then I broke out, like literally I had like 2 extra ones in addition to the one that I had up here. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a video about this because I know I'm not the only one that struggles with these problems. These are my tips and tricks to avoid getting maskne, and to get rid of it once and for all. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned at least 1 or 2 things. Let me know if this kind of video was useful to you. I would love to hear what you got to say in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!